Well, it's been tough to be the youngest one up here. You almost didn't make it upstairs. This is a great honor, and I'm glad to share it with these other 5 inductees. And it's great to see a room full of coaches. I think this is the most coaches I've seen in one group for a long time. So it's really great. And a few more thank yous, and now I'll talk about something else. Of course, my family, I'm very grateful for them. They're the #1 priority, and winning this award and being inducted into the Hall of Fame is #2. I received other awards, but they don't compare to these. And very, very proud. My son went into the coaching field, and he's doing very well at it. My daughter didn't get into teaching. She wanted to stay away. She wanted to make money. And she got other jobs. And I want to thank all the assistant coaches that I worked with in all those years. They weren't like some of the modern ones I've been around. That I'm not going to do that. I don't get paid to do that. I'm just paid to teach and coach. I don't get paid to mark the track or anything like that. Excuse me. All of mine were only too willing to do whatever it took to get things going. And Mobley didn't receive an all-weather track until I think 1995. and before then, anytime you had a track race, you had to get the liner out and mark the track. I burned the engine out of one vehicle I had pulling the thing around the track. So it was a lot of fun. But it was a great group of assistant coaches, and I thank them also very much. And then one person definitely I want to thank is Ron Whitaker, sitting right over there. He and I coached against one another here in Mexico and we at Mobley. And every time I had to meet with that man, I learned more and more about track. I don't think there's a person alive that knows more about the sport of track and cross country than that man does. And in '95, when I started getting heavy in the track meets, of course I started track meets all the way back, because back then the schools didn't want to hire officials, and they said, Asbury, you're a track person, aren't you? Yeah, start the meet. So that's the way it went. So actually I've been a starter ever since 1960, I just wasn't getting paid for it. And I was thinking when Ron mentioned about the pay, I started in 1960 at Park Hill. And I started 2 weeks late because I had just come back from Chicago Bears football camp. And so my salary was $2,700. But then the PE teacher moved midway through the year, so they made me take his classes. And I also coached 3 sports for $3,000. And I thought I was rich back then. But anyway, that worked for a while, and finally the salary moved up a little bit. I did come back to Mobley, my hometown, in 1975. And that very first year I was there, my athletic director came down to the PE class one day and said, Ken, I just signed us up to run the girls' state track meet, the very first one. And I said, okay. He says, I'll handle the inside work, you take care of everything outside. Okay. And it went off, and then they switched it the next year to 76, I can't remember where it went, but 77 we got it back, and 78 we got it back. In 78 you saw the one film of the rain delays. We had more rain delays than we had meets. It started at 10 o'clock that morning, and it started raining at 11. We finished a couple of events, delayed it, started back again at 12, run some more events, started rain again, and we finally finished at 6 o'clock that night. And these were just finals, they weren't declaring. So it was a rough time, and then the very next year they moved all the boys and girls together to Columbia, I think. So, great experience. One other experience in the track there at Mobley. We had the old white track surface, very loose, not too speedy, and we decided, well, let's get some red done. And people said, well, where are you going to get the money? Don't know. There's a gentleman in town who ran a lot of truck and tractor pulls. He said, well, how about just renting your track to run a tractor and truck pull? I said, what's that going to consist of? Well, we got to blade all that stuff off the inside, the whole straightaway, and but we'll guarantee we'll put it back in its good or better shape than today. So we had a big truck and tractor pull that day, got enough money to buy a Red Dog, and it was shipped up from Texas in a big coal car. And of course, we used all our money to buy the stuff, but we didn't have any way to unload it. So we got quite a few volunteers from town, and a truck company loaned us some dump trucks. But the easy part was getting up in that coal car with scoop shovels, unloading that chaff into these dump trucks with a scoop shovel. And this was the middle of June, 80, 85, 90 degrees, bright sun. We had 2 or 3 kind of get heat infection, but anyway, after a week, we finally got the thing unloaded and on the track. Anyway, that was another one of our good stories. And, I think I've gotten everybody thanked except one group, and that's all the athletes that I had the privilege to work with. And it's gone back a long time. And I got one of them sitting right over there, and I couldn't count the number of them, and worked with both boys and girls. Of course, there was assistant coaches helping out too. But, you know, you have some that, oh, I don't want to do all that work, I don't want to do all that work. And I said, fine, you don't have to do it, there's the gate, and you can leave anytime you want to. But then you had a few, and this was a great part of it. Coach, you didn't give me enough to do. I need more, I'm not in good enough shape. And there's one especially, he'd run my entire workout again, and I'd have to stop him and practically physically carry him off the track to get him to stop. And this is one of the great experiences of being a coach, is being able to work with all these kids and seeing the improvement, not only athletic-wise, but of maturity and getting on in society. So, again, I thank very much for this honor to the association, and it's great, I said again, to be involved with all of you. I used to sit there with you, so thank you very much.